Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. It's Teresa here. And so today's layout, I'm a little bit late sharing with you. It's for the Rachel Jefferies creative team working with her collaborative project kit called Seek. And she created this in collaboration with Lynn Grieveson. This was originally available for the subscribers of the Paper, Pixels, and Paint monthly subscription kit through Substack, through Rachel's Substack. And I believe that this one came out in July, but it's now available in the Lily Pad shop. I'll have a link for you down below. Just a reminder that if you subscribe to the monthly project kit, that you do get the kit along with a list of very helpful and very thought-provoking prompts each month. And you get an email each week sharing Rachel and Lynn's work with this collection, and also different members of the creative team each week share their thought processes and creative process behind their layouts with this collection. So the theme for this kit is Seek, and so I'm not going to talk in detail about the theme itself because that's reserved for the subscribers, but I will share my process here. And so what I've done is I've begun with the background created with two of the pattern papers from the collection. The craft paper with, it looks like eyes, but I also think of dandelions with that craft background. And then the lighter pink background down below. I've used a torn paper template, I guess, a template from MBK Designs, and I'll have that link down below for you as well, to create that torn look across kind of the center. It's kind of the center, but a little bit below the center, and that creates the line basically where my photo and the majority of the embellishments are going to go for the layout. You'll notice that prior to printing, I also added some of the mixed media elements. There are a set of numbers going across the top and some texture alongside of that, and also on the right-hand side of the craft paper layer. And then to the pink layer, I added some of the orange mixed media. I also write out my journaling, and then I added more of those eyeballs, what I call eyeballs, but they've also been made into flower elements for the collection with the orange centers. And I think that those create a pop of color, a pop of orange, which warms this layout up. This is kind of a, if it's possible, this pink is kind of a warm or a kind of a cool pink, and so the orange and the brown from the craft paper warm this up a bit. And then also another pop of the teal green. And I adore this color palette on so many different levels. And so what I've done is to support the journaling. This is the kind of layout where I did the journaling first, along with creating the background for the page. And then I added a photo that supported this layout, a recent photo of myself, just a way to include myself as a part of the creative process here, and to be able to see myself reflected in this layout. I think that's really important, and so that's a reminder to you to get yourself onto your pages. What I've done is pretty typical layering process for me, using some of the tickets and the word art there behind the photo to sort of create more layers, and of course, my favorite thing, depth and dimension to these hybrid scrapbook layouts. And now in a digital format, you can add your drop shadows to those layers, but I just still really like the physical layers themselves and the physical activity of sitting down with the papers and glue and scissors and gluing it together just makes my heart happy. So I mentioned that the majority of the embellishments center around the photo, but then I also did a little tiny cluster here at the bottom left-hand corner, kind of at the edge of the journaling. And that, I'm not sure, the orange mixed media just kind of called to me there. You know, these really sweet little florals in the collection, and that seemed like a great place to add those to sort of call your attention to the journaling here. Read me all the way to the bottom to lead your eye. And I think that this creates the counterpoint. So we already established a very horizontal line with the torn edge, but extending the embellishments down that left-hand side creates a great little intersection. And then these little tiny florals are kind of the punctuation at that intersection there. So those create kind of the visual triangle. And the majority of the embellishments fall within that creative triangle. And but don't worry, you still your eye is still led to the edges with the black mixed media along the edges. It's not something that I necessarily intentionally thought about as I was creating it, but a lot of times creating your page design is intuitive in a lot of ways, and then you look back over it and you go, oh yeah, that's why this makes sense. That's why this I like this layout, and here's why. So I hope that's been enlightening to you today for the creative process here, the design process for this page. Thank you so much for following along with me. And as always, I'll see you back here again real soon. Bye-bye.